Hey guys, it's JCK RGB here, but you can call me Jack. Today's video is all about MagSafe accessories. MagSafe is of course the array of magnets housed inside the back of the iPhone casing which Apple first introduced last year with the iPhone 12. And with it you can just magnetically snap on compatible accessories to the back of your phone. Here I've got some special film that shows you magnetic fields when placed against something magnetic, and you can see here the ring of magnets inside the phone, along with a separate magnet at the bottom which some accessories use to stay orientated so that they're less likely to spin around on the back. The magnets align perfectly with the wireless charging coils too, meaning that some accessories can also be used to charge your phone. I've collected a whole bunch of different accessories over the last year, so with today's video I wanted to show and share with you the best MagSafe accessories that I've found so far. I have covered some of these products before in longer, more detailed videos, but I figured that for some people upgrading to the iPhone 13 and getting a MagSafe phone for the first time might appreciate a video covering a few different products all in one place. But I will leave links to those more in-depth videos along with links to the products themselves in the description below the like button. But if you're using an iPhone 11 and you may be feeling a little bit left out, I actually have a little tip to share with you on how you can use some MagSafe accessories with your non-MagSafe iPhone, so stay tuned and let's get cracking. First up, let's talk about cases. I've been using both of these MagSafe cases by Moment for a good few months now, and I really like these cases for a few different reasons. The first is of course they're MagSafe compatible. Like the iPhone, they both have a ring of magnets built into the back of the case. If you're wanting to use MagSafe accessories but you also like to keep your phone protected, you are going to need a case that supports MagSafe as it won't hold through a normal case. Moment uses their own magnet array that they call M-Force, and they say that they're stronger than the iPhone 12's magnets. And I have to agree, I have found that they do have a stronger hold on accessories in my use. It's not a massive difference, but I can feel it. Secondly, Moment's cases are great if, like me, you really like to use your phone for photography and video. They also make accessories like filter mounts and lens attachments that mount directly to some of their cases using a drop-in lens mount. This mount was included with my case, but I believe now it's sold separately with their newer cases for $5. They make macro lenses, wide lenses, anamorphic lenses for shooting cinematic video and photos, just to name a few. And I have talked a lot about these on the channel before, so if you'd like to see them in action, I'll leave some links below. On the bottom of some of the cases, they have a place on either side where you can loop through a wrist strap, which is great if you like to lean out over ledges or whatever to get the shot you're trying to get, without having to worry about dropping your phone. And also for security too, quite a while ago, someone actually tried to steal my iPhone 10 out of my hand, which was not great. But thanks to the Moment case that I had at the time, and the wrist strap, they weren't able to get away with it. You can actually still see on the case a slight sort of warping from where they pulled it so hard. But yeah, since then I've just always liked cases that, allow you to attach a wrist strap just in case. Lastly, I just really like the overall design of them. I just love the rustic feel of the rugged walnut case and how bright and vibrant the mustard thin case is. They feel well built and they should offer protection from around a 6-foot drop. I have had a couple of small drops with these, but nothing major, and they have protected my phone just fine so far. For the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro, their MagSafe cases are $50 and include the drop-in lens mount. For the iPhone 13 and 13 Pro, Moment just announced their new line of MagSafe thin cases, but now with a new brighter yellow to replace the mustard. There's no black canvas or walnut wood version for the 13 this year, as instead they've introduced a new line of leather cases in the same colours as the thin cases, but now in an antique cognac instead of yellow, priced at $60 each. But just so you know, these aren't compatible with Moment lenses or wrist straps. Now earlier I mentioned that there was a way that you can use some MagSafe accessories even if you have an older iPhone 11. And that's because Moment recently came out with a line of MagSafe cases for the 11 and 11 Pro. These are wrist strap and lens compatible, and the lens mount is included too. They're $50 each, but I have often seen them in the sale for about $30. Okay, next up let's talk MagSafe mounts. I've got a couple here to show you. I've got a tripod mount and a car vent mount. Starting with the Pro tripod mount first, and this is also made by Moment and also uses the same stronger M-Force magnets as their cases. Constructed from aluminium, at the top of the mount there's a cold shoe which is compatible with any sort of cold shoe accessory like a light or a microphone. At the bottom there's a standard 1/4 inch thread for mounting to any 1/4" tripod or arm mount, and in the middle there's the M-Force magnet with a rubber coated pad so that you're not going to scratch the back of your phone. And the magnets are really strong too. They hold my phone really well either with or without a case. You can mount your phone in landscape or portrait by loosening the screw on the back and rotating the cold shoe mount, or just remove it entirely when you don't need it. The Pro Tripod mount is actually part of a whole family of different mounts. These all range in price from $20 to $60, with the Pro Tripod mount here at the top end. And I really like the tripod mount. I've had it for about 4 months and I use it all the time when I'm shooting. Anytime that you see some static iPhone footage that I've shot for a video on the channel, you can pretty much guarantee that I've shot it using this mount. It's just really quick to stick your phone to it and easy to adjust if you need to get your leveling right. On now to the car mount, and this is actually the newest MagSafe accessory that I've picked up. I've only had this for about a couple of weeks. I've wanted to get a car mount for a while now, and this is just one that I came across when searching. I've not actually heard of the brand before, Peter Wrong, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I like the look of it. It has a nice design. My car actually has 3 of these circular vents in the dash, which you can't really mount anything to them because of their shape, but I do have one normal vent, and I figured that the round design of the mount will kind of blend in a bit with the rest of the dash. I went for the all black one, but it is also available in more of a metallic colour finish too. I did think though that it might be a bit too much though with the accents already in my car. On the one normal vent that I have on my car, instead of lots of smaller flaps like most cars have, mine just has sort of like this one big thick flap, and I wasn't sure what sort of mounts would fit to it because, it's hard to tell, just from pictures. But I did see that this mount that I found had this really big clamp-like design on the back, which tightens with a screw, and so far it's been great. It holds my phone really well when I'm driving along, going over the bumps in the road, and it's not fallen off or anything yet. It's mounted to a ball pivot, so you do have some angle adjustment. You can rotate it easily as well with your phone into landscape if you prefer. Now this is just a mount. It won't wirelessly charge your phone like some of the other brands out there. But as my car only has wired CarPlay, I have to plug my phone into the car anyway, so I didn't really see a point in paying extra for one that charges when I wouldn't really use it. Before I kept my phone in the centre tray when it was plugged in, but because I have this massive 12 Pro Max, it just never really properly fit, and it would sometimes fly out when I turned a corner, so that's why I wanted to get a mount. And I'm really pleased with it overall. It does exactly what I need it to do. Like I said, I've never really heard of the brand before, but I decided to just get it and give it a go. And it's not too expensive either. It's £20 in the UK, which is a lot less than some of the other MagSafe mounts that I've seen. Next is MagSafe charging, and I've got here the Apple MagSafe charger for using at home, and the Apple MagSafe battery and the Anker PowerCore for charging on the go when you need a bit of a battery top up. So one of the cool things about MagSafe is that it will perfectly align your phone's wireless charging coils with compatible wireless chargers, taking out some of that guesswork when you're laying it on the charger at night. It just sort of snaps right into place. When using a standard Qi charger, the iPhone is limited to 7.5 watt charging, but with the MagSafe charger that doubles to 15 watts, with the exception of the 12 and 12 mini which are limited to 12. So essentially you're getting double the charging speed, and currently this is the fastest way to charge your iPhone wirelessly, along with any other MagSafe certified chargers. There are a whole load of MagSafe compatible chargers out there now, but most of them are limited to 7.5 watts as they're not technically officially MagSafe certified. They're just using magnets for alignment. Design-wise, the charger is very minimal with its circular shape and metal backing. It has an integrated 1 meter USB-C cable, and Apple says that you will need to pair this with a 20 watt USB-C charger like this one to get the full 15 watt charging speed. My only complaint with it is the 1 meter cable. One of the neat things about MagSafe over standard Qi charging is when you pick your phone up off the wireless charger, it will continue to keep charging because the charger's stuck to the back of the phone. And I have this plugged in under my bed, but the cable length isn't quite long enough to give me a lot of movement, so a version with a longer 2 meter cable would be very much welcome. The MagSafe charger costs £40 or $40, and the USB-C charger is £20 or $20. Over next to the battery packs. This is the Apple MagSafe battery pack and the Anker PowerCore Magnetic 5K, which is a bit of a mouthful, which both snap right onto the back of your phone and charge it wirelessly. They're both about the same size and weight, with the Anker being the slightly thicker and heavier of the two. When it comes to how much they can recharge your phone, don't expect to get a full charge with either of these if you're using a larger iPhone. And that's just because of their size and the limitations of wireless charging. It's just not as efficient as when plugging in with a wire, as you lose quite a bit of energy through heat loss. I do go into this in a lot more detail in my recent video comparing both, so definitely go and check that out. But overall, you can expect to get more power from the PowerCore as it has a larger battery, up to 1.2 wireless charges with a 12 mini, or 0.75 of a charge with a 12 Pro Max. If you're using any of the iPhone 13s, then expect to get slightly less as they will have even bigger batteries inside compared to the 12s, which means, it's the same amount of energy, but you won't need to charge up as often anyway. That being said, the PowerCore can also be used as a wired battery pack too if you have a USB-C to Lightning cable, and charging wired will get you at least one full charge and a bit with a 12 Pro Max, or over 2 full charges with a 12 mini, so you do have both options. The MagSafe does have a couple of nice unique features though. I like how it auto powers on when placed onto your phone, no buttons needed, and how it pops up with this cool little charging animation. You can also see the exact battery percentage in the battery widget, which is nice, whereas with the PowerCore you only get a rough idea using its status lights. And it's also the first MagSafe product to unlock and use the reverse wireless charging feature of the iPhone 12 and 13. So if you're charging your phone using a cable, it will recharge your phone while wirelessly passing some of that power through to the battery pack on the back. I really hope that we get more use of this in future, maybe for charging a future pair of AirPods on the back of your phone. Come on, Apple. But with all that said, I do actually quite like these, and I find them really handy just to have in my bag when I'm in a bit of a pinch. I think that it's better to think of these as more like little battery top-ups rather than full-blown power banks. I just find it more convenient slapping one of these on the back when I need a bit of a charge when I'm on the go without having like a wire dangling and maybe catching on things. The MagSafe costs £99 or dollars, whereas the PowerCore is about half the price at £45 or $55. Again, check out my full comparison video for a more detailed look at both of these. So lastly, let's take a look at the MagSafe wallet from Apple. It's crafted from a specially tanned and finished European leather, with this really nice detailed stitching around the edges. And on the back there's a cutout to help slide a card out using your thumb. I've had mine since around the end of last year and it's held up pretty well. There is a slight scratch mark on it, but nothing major. Although admittedly it's not something that I use every day. Here in the UK we have contactless payments like literally everywhere, so from the bus to market stalls to street food, so I can just use Apple Pay instead on my watch or phone. But it is useful for me for carrying my ID, like my driver's license, or those cards they give you at hotels to get into your room. I will sometimes use it to carry a credit card though, just as a backup. It can hold up to 3 cards, although my one is still a bit tight as I never really use it for that many. But you could also use it to carry some folded notes too, but I would only do this with a card or 2 in there as well, just so that, the notes don't slip out. With the release of the iPhone 13, Apple also refreshed the MagSafe wallet lineup, and now these support Find My, meaning that you'll get notified if your wallet gets separated from the back of your phone. This doesn't use GPS though or anything to track the wallet, unfortunately. It can only show you the last known location of where they were when they were separated. The MagSafe wallet comes in Midnight Black that I have here, Golden Brown, Dark Cherry, Sequoia Green and Wisteria, a sort of palish purple colour. And it costs £59 or $59. So those have been the best and my favourite MagSafe accessories that I've found so far. I really like MagSafe. There's a certain elegance to the simplicity of it. Its stackability means that you can just stick a battery on the back of your phone on the go and charge, or build a mini camera rig with it for when you want to shoot some video. I love it. Let me know in the comments if there's an accessory that I've missed that you think I should check out. I will be making more MagSafe videos in future if I find any other cool accessories, so hit subscribe and the bell if you'd like to see more. Or just more tech videos in general, I'd love to have you around on the channel. Thanks so much for watching and I will see you in the next one.